What up, guys? This is the 120% tutorial slash breakdown of Stone Hill. So let's get right into it. This level is not too bad. It's really the fountain jump that's the hardest part, I would say, just in terms of completing the route. But a lot of what I'll be pausing for is to talk about movement nuance. Right there, right off the bat, pay attention to the jump charge that I do there. That's slightly faster than just walking in a semicircle, which a lot of people do. Notice how I'm going from left on the analog stick as I frame advance down to down left on the analog stick. That gives you a good position for the for that box right there. Same thing right here, jump charge, and then you could do a jump charge there as well. So in those two spots, jump charging is going to be the way to go, so that way you don't bonk on the corners, okay? But you could do charging jumps if you're ballsy. Now this fountain right here, this is where it really gets fucked up. I made that look easy because I'm a fucking god, but you can look at this part that he's standing on right here. This is pretty much the only part, that like left middle side of the fountain. That's the only part that you can stand on. Every other side, like, you know, of this ledge, it'll just push you right off. So that's where you want to aim, is in the middle left right here. You can also stand partially a little bit more to the left on that other polygon, but this is where you want to aim roughly. And you could even stand a little further up on this. I got lucky with this particular catch that I landed as far back on the lip as I did. In fact, I'm going to frame advance really slowly here. Now pay attention. I'm holding the X button here. I'm not pressing the X button a second at time when I do the rolling jump. Still holding X from the first jump. Okay? And as long as you're pushing, I'm going to go back. As long as you're pushing up against this wall right here, as long as you're perfectly in the corner between that the top of the waterfall and the wall, perfectly pushed up against that corner, you're going to get that spin jump every time. Just got to hold X and hold forward on your joystick to make sure you're in that corner. Let's keep watching. And it's just a matter of jumping up there. Hug the walls here. Really turn a lot of left here. A lot of left, down, left action. A thing, I'm going to go back actually and talk a little bit about this. I see a lot of people, they fuck this part up. Don't try to go too fast with this gem right there. See that gem? Don't go too fast, and then charge glide into this ledge. If you don't charge glide into this ledge, you'll probably bonk into it. Let's keep watching. Try to bear left as much as possible here. The interesting thing about this section is the further right you bear, generally, like if you go to the right side of that tree that I just passed, you can get more of these glitchy jumps right here. Those are also called skitter jumps. But I think bearing left is the best strat there. Nice flame charge. Now, actually, let's go back because we just did the thief. Talk a little bit about the thief, because this thief, especially if you're a newer player, he could be pretty slippery. He can get away from you easily. So look at my approach angle here. This is really important. I'm going to go ahead and just frame advance at this point. Mashing the frames forward here. So yeah, so it's really a game of chicken of where we're like pushing him to the right, but not too far to the right. Because we want to go to the right. Our next box is going to be to our right. And so we want to end on as far to his right side as possible. But if we're too far to the right, then he'll just up and turn around and run the other way. So it's really a game of chicken of how far right can you push the movement up against him. And you could tell that I was being very careful not to push it more than that. Remember to glitch jump up that. Always holding square and X as you're going up any incline so that you can get a possible glitch jump on it, which saves time. Try to get early flame charges on these guys. I like to flame out of the air for that guy. Just go back and talk about this movement for a sec. Coming off of these red gems right here, be really preemptive with your attacks on these guys. That's like probably the best advice. Get it. You could flame charge them from all the way back here, straight up. You can do it and just barely hit him with the tip. But I flame right here, right after that last gem. And you'll notice I'm flaming to the left, so that way I can jump to the right to grab the gem. And then that way it sets up the movement nicely. If you don't do like really precise setups on the enemies like that, then the movement just ends up being really awkward. I'm going to do multiple frame advance here. This guy right here, if you're not careful with and the guy back there as well, these two rams, really try to get up close to them, because if you try to guide them into you too much, they're going to turn around and they're just going to forget about it. Just like the thief. If you try to push them too hard, you're going to regret it. Let's keep just watching at normal speed. Oh, and then this guy. This guy, I like jump flame charge. I think that's like the cleanest movement you could do on him there. There's probably some like, you know, better line, like, I don't know. That's like as good as you can do it. Now with that little archway right there, You could opt to go to the right side, and actually that might make more sense if you prefer. I like to do the clutch flame charge from the left. Either way is equally as fast with good execution. Right there, I think like the best option is when you enter this area to actually just do a charging jump, so that way you can center your movement. See how I do a charging jump? You can even do it a little earlier there. Charging jump, and then because you don't need to hit the first 2 gems, you can just get them on the way back like this. Make sure that guy's gem doesn't troll you. That guy's gem has a tendency of giving you bad RNG, which means its trajectory can be a little extreme sometimes. Oh, and on this dragon, coming out of the whirlwind right here, look at the inputs. I'm going to... Oop. No. Oh, God. What's happening? Well, anyways, I do a jump charge into the dragon. Flame charge, and then, ooh, magic stare. So swag. Insanely swag. Like, honestly, just take a second just to appreciate the swagness of this fucking magic stare. So, I just hold square left here. Like, you could see from the inputs. In fact, I'm going to give a quick breakdown on the inputs here. All the way from before you touch the dragon, because all this movement is, like, highly, like, refined. So, you're holding left, you jump, you charge, okay? Off camera. Like, you barely could see yourself there, right there, okay? We skip past Gildas, whatever. Now, frame advance, holding square left... you can see I'm kind of square left up right now, but if you hold square X left, you have barely just enough room to sneak out a flame charge right there. Like, that is just a clutch flame charge right there. I mean, you gotta love that, right? A nice room for a short hop charge. And now at this point, you'll be pushing up into this wall right here. So what the cool kids do, John showed me this one. The cool kids, they do a little magic stare. Press X right there, and then you'll get 2 charging jumps consecutively, and that puts you in the perfect position to go for the reds. Nice little adjustment right there, and then we're good. Let's keep watching. Boom. That ledge right there, very important. To get the optimal line on these 3s, you aim for that. See that little peak right there? Right at the top of his right horn right there. That's where you're aiming to do your charging jump off of. So that section's dope. Again, another section that really fucks newer players up. What I recommend, this is what I do. Let's just watch the movement. Jump charge, okay? If you do 2 jump charges there, that's like the safest bet. You'll notice that a lot of the movement... Oh, by the way, important strat here. Basically coming out of this whirlwind, you want to be mashing triangle. Okay, this is the Saboom strat. Super cool strat. Mashing triangle. Then we press glide to cancel this triangle animation. So I'm mashing glide at this point, frame advance. And then we charge. You don't even have to flame into it. You charge into this box, right? So really, all those inputs, you're going triangle, X, and then square X back into the dragon. Let's keep watching. Nice flame charge on that. Okay, now if you flame charge that box optimally, the thing about this route is that, or the thing about this little like area is that if you do it optimally, this guy is going to be on the left side. And so just be ready for that. Be ready for that. Because sometimes if you go slow, he'll be on further to the right. And maybe there's a way you can manipulate him to make it better. But I think if you get the flame charge on the box before this good, you're pretty much going to be dealing with the guy right here. So just be ready for that. I don't even flame charge these boxes. I just try to hit them with I try to side swipe them. I feel like that's a little bit more accurate. Now, going off to the right here, what we used to do I'm going to pause for a sec. What we used to do for years is go off, when we got to the well, we would actually just go into the well. See that well right there? So normally, and this is like my muscle memory, is I just go straight and then just jump straight into the well. You can do that. That's totally a viable strategy, but it's half a second faster to actually go off to the right here, collect these reds while killing this guy, then you don't have to do his awkward movement there, and that saves some time. And the other thing is, you noticed I jumped over that last red right there. I jumped over that one. So it's kind of, you can kind of optimize the movement slightly, like what, a frame or two. If you miss those boxes, not a huge deal. Just, you know, get them after touching Lindar. And here, now that movement is really interesting, actually, and I'm still getting used to it. But once you get done with the dragon, I'm thinking it's like a down, a slight right. Like you see how you need the right, and then you need to readjust like left, right almost. Because when the camera does a 180 like this and you're trying to like fight it, this is like I'm fighting the camera. A charge out of this camera angle, come on, right? Like you're gonna get fucked over. So when he's in this spot, you want to go left, and then when he's in this spot, you want to go right. So like the movements I'm thinking in my head right here, I'm thinking, okay, down right, like hold on, all the way out of the dragon, I'm thinking down right, and then I'm thinking left, and then I'm thinking right. So like in the space of a few frames like that. Collect the last gem. And aim right here. Beautiful. Now look at this. I was so mad about this because this was such a clean, sunny flight up to this point. And then watch me exit the level. Look at this. Fuck! So yeah, so getting down into the fucking well right there. Oh, fucking frame advance that shit, bitch. Get out of here. And again, coming out of this well, try to have a good approach angle for the reds, right? So what I'm thinking when I jump into the well is I think straight down in there, like against this area, this spot right here. You can see where the two polygons meet, this corner, and then just to the right, and then landing in between the two gems. Now, what I fucked up, and this is what you shouldn't do, is a charging jump. Now, a charging jump will give you a more straight line to the chest, but that's at the cost of you not being grounded. And being grounded for key chests and key doors is crucial. You want to be on the ground for like at least a few meters leading up to the key chest. And I failed that. I landed like a foot or two in front. And so the game didn't see the key, even though it should have. And I also bonked on it like an idiot. And so, but I was still mashing X when it did finally see it. Those gems are easy. Diagonal down left to hit the dragon, and you're good pretty much. Then you just exit the level after this guy. So that's it for Stonehill. Pretty straightforward level. Really, the nuance is in the movement. So this is a fun level to optimize, but it can be very frustrating at times with the fountain. So don't get discouraged. You will get it if you just mess around with that fountain for long enough. I believe that it is pretty consistent to figure out. It's consistent in its nature. So. With that said, enjoy. We're going to move on to Town Square after this one. Big hype, big nut, suck my dick, hype.